daily chart, if I was like, is this the time that somebody should be buying? I mean, like, you could say, what happened here? You know, like, what happened here? You know, like, what happened here? What happened here? Was this too many days of too many down to just people just give up, I guess? Because in retrospect now, we've moved through this entire range and holding from anywhere was a better decision, right? So I'm like, that's crazy. Anywhere literally is a better decision. So I'm like, that's crazy. Just picking one time to let it run and keep stop and profit would have been a better decision. And I'm like, in retrospect, it's very good to understand this, because next time you don't want to make like the same kind of mistake essentially. And now, like, I mean, it offered it again, like before here, like this kind of movement too. You know, all of that difficulty that they had, all of it was bought out. All of it was very similar to how we did this one. You know, where we are right now is like coming back into the range. You know, when we met that range before, look at how much chop there was. Wasn't that just disgusting, eh? How many days did we spend there? Like a whole month? How many days are we gonna spend here doing shit to these people, right? And like, we've dropped back this much in our daily candle and it feels like low of day somehow, doesn't it? I'm like, isn't that deception? So if it makes an inverse head and shoulders, everyone from today is going to get screwed. It's true. And I'm like, that's a risk that they have to just hope that it's not going to do that now. They just have to hope that the 61 of this entire movement isn't going to turn into another 61. And I'm like, that's what they have to do now, I guess, because that's the price for not holding. And I'm like, well, every day has to be persisted with now. Like, you know, that day, the people that gave it up have to try every day if they wanted access to any of this, or they missed it, right? Like, there's no way around it. What are they going to do? Just start shorting now because they missed it? That's going to be the inclination of a lot of people, because they miss it and they see it running up. First thing they're going to do is start trying to short against it. Think about what happened over here when we had a 61. How did that work out for them? So we basically can apply the 61 from the high to the low. We can see where we are right now. We can spend time grinding the 61, you know, being around that level. An insignificant one that was overlapped. How many times did we touch this level? Can anyone tell me? Is it obvious? So now, you know, it's like, how many times did we hit that level? You know, we hit that level countless times. Like, every day, this is a daily chart. Every day we come back to that level. Like all of those ones, all of these ones, all of these ones, all of, like, just like jackhammering it in there. Absolutely like a machine gun. Now we've come back one time. We're not going to put another candle next to it? What do you think? We're not going to put another candle next to that thing, eh? That's what I would think. I would think that tomorrow's candle will certainly overlap that red dashed line. That at some point tomorrow that we will be exactly where we are right now on tomorrow's candle. That it would make a lot of sense to do that. And that where we are right now has been the worst place to begin in the history of 2025 and 2026. That there is no place that we come back to more frequently than that one. And that when we think about the entire value, you know, big value, you know, big value, all of those huge moves, none of them start from that red line. The only value that they ever got from that red line was a movement that was this big and a movement that was this big. Whereas we can see that every other movement they've ever gotten has been smaller from that level. Now, the longest amount of time they've ever been able to hold a trade from that level is this amount of time. Every other time they've managed to come back sooner. We can see that right now we've even come back sooner. So they're lucky if they can get away with holding for that long. Because usually we come back to them within a distance that's very small over the past, you know, like it could be like a couple days or a day. And then there was a period where we had some larger gaps where you can see this gap here, this one kind of in there, and then, you know, another one over here. And then this one also over here being very similar to those other ones that we can see. That there is no argument to that level has never been the best price of any trade, and that we've always come from a lower low, we've always come from a higher high, and that those that have began from there have always said that it's never allowed to come back again, because that's where they started. And when trades are made from there, then we're saying that they can't be like returned to. And I'm like, how many times do we return to it again? We're not going to see it again tomorrow. Like, what about 2 days from now? Like, does it mean that, like, if you hold from here 2 days from now, is it very likely to come back? Like, or like, what if we do a month here? What if we put this chop on the right shoulder? It would be separated by a head. If we did pull back for the retest of the red yellow line, that would be appropriate. Now, it's possible that it just turns into a W. It's possible that we just make a W. It's true. But in most consolidations, when we come back to the area that has had most of the chop, that has had most of the chill spot, usually when we exert so much energy to get there, we usually calm down. Like, is there a point in this trend that we have ran for longer than this and continued? Like here? Like here? Like here? And like here? So when we make that distance, what is most likely in history for us to happen? Is it a good point for us to make a pullback? Every time we've ever made this move in the past, everything that we've ever done beyond it has always come back to the origin point. This is the first time that we've ever made this movement and it's not to a high. Does that make it different? Yes. So people don't realize that. They don't realize that this is different. We've made this movement many times now. This is the first one that's not associated with the high. I also find it really interesting that on the other side of this so-called chop sits a move that's incredibly similar to the one that we have here. Both associated with the middle of that area, roughly, and where we are right now. This movement that we have right here, that had a chop between it, was very similar to the movement that we had when we ended it also. A familiar pattern that we've seen today, even at the open.